There's Scorpio. I hope you guys are doing great. As you know, I've been away from this channel for a little bit. I still have to have neck surgery, and that unfortunately got postponed due to some other complications with things, so I've been dealing with that. But I do want to get into your reading here today. I feel a lot better as far as my inflammation and pain are concerned, and so I just miss being here, and I want to do this with you. So I'm going to do a general reading, then couples and singles. I'm going to give some energy towards spirit messages, financial, the energy or communications that are coming in towards you, or perhaps communications that you need to have with others, conversations, and then a little bit on love and relationships. And, you know, when love and relationships are concerned, it doesn't necessarily just have to be a romantic relationship. It can also be energy that is between friends, family, siblings, you know. So take it as you will. Okay, so we're going to get into spirit message here first. First, Scorpio, please. So we have judgment in reverse, okay? I understand that everyone has their unique path and challenges. I'm leaving it in reverse because it feels like it needs to be left that way, okay? So we're going to get into that in a second here, okay? Financial energy for the sign of Scorpio, please. What do they need to know? What energy is present for this? You have the the Hierophant. Okay. As far as your conversations are concerned, communications, things that need to be spoken or things that you need to receive as far as communications, show me for Scorpio. The Queen of Swords. And connections with your friends, relationships, lovers, love energy, relationship energy for Scorpio, please. Give me energy for Scorpio's relationships. What overall message, general energy, can you show me, please, for Scorpio? Okay, hang on, it's on the floor. So you have the King of Cups. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. Okay, let's go ahead and get some clarifiers here while we're at it, just so we can get this message rolling for you guys. Show me judgment. Judgment for Scorpio. Okay, you have Temperance popping out in reverse. Show me the Hierophant here in regard to Scorpio finances. Okay, that's throwing itself down right in front of it. Eight of Wands. Good. And in regard to your communications and conversations with people, let's show me the Queen of Swords. King of Pentacles. And regarding love and connections, relationships, show me for Scorpio with the King of Cups. You have two cards popping out here, Scorpio. You have the Sun and the King of Wands. Okay, so regarding that spirit message with judgment, I guess I want to say first, like, are we judging ourselves harshly? Are we feeling bad about our bodies, our mind, the way that we think? Are we feeling bad about, you know, our situations? Is it harsh? Is it necessary? Are we judging other people? With Temperance in reverse, Temperance in reverse itself can talk sometimes about like emotional imbalances within the person themselves. I know that for myself, I've had, you know, in my life, I've been the gamut within weight. Like I've been, you know, I'm 5'10", and for me, when I was a teenager, I did some modeling in LA, and at my lowest, I was down to 127, and I wasn't doing well at that weight. You know, it wasn't a good weight for me, and you know, I was told to lose more weight, and I tried, but I couldn't. My brain was mush at that point, so I had to stop all of it. But then I've also ballooned to 300 and then back down to like 140 and 250 and 160 and like 275. And it's been like that a lot in my life. And, you know, thankfully my body has been able to snap back a lot of the time. Like, I'm like, my body's not terrible for, you know, and not to say terrible, but because that almost passes judgment on bodies, you know, and I'm not trying to do that. My body's a wonderful body. It's helped me through my life. It's taken me places. It's shown me things. It's been a wonderful barometer for how I'm feeling, and it's told me what I need to pay attention to and recognize in my life and where I'm hurting and all of these wonderful things that it does for me. So I accept it, or I need to start accepting it. I need to be more open with it sometimes, you know, and I know that through society we can become very judgmental on how we view our bodies, how we view who we are, and, you know, everything seems to be a it's all physical, it's all superficial, and that can be very damaging for people. I know it's been damaging for me just because it essentially like wraps up your worth and your value and your qualities all together. And if it doesn't fit this specific box, then you're nothing. You mean nothing. Or the opposite sex or the same sex or whomever you want to come towards you, it's like a barrier, you know, it's like a barrier. And I've definitely been in situations in my life where I don't want to have anybody around me. So I will almost like intentionally gain weight because then it pushes people away, you know, which is also its own trapping and problem. But I feel here there's a necessity for balance with temperance in reverse. It really needs to be addressed that wherever you're out of balance, out of whack with that, not just body issues, but whatever judgment or perhaps misuse of judgment, misjudging people, you know, overly harshly judging people, you know, in whatever capacity, you know, oftentimes when we also do that type of behavior, we tend to do it to ourselves. There's an aspect where we in some way do it to ourselves. And so if you can, when you find yourself doing that, try to turn the mirror on yourself. Try to see where you're judging, why you're judging. Is it some sort of, you know, thing or situation that you would consider a fault in yourself, you know, and then maybe get some light on that and heal it if you can. So I'm going to leave that there, not to go ramble on about that and my own physical experience with life, but, you know, maybe that's, people understand that. So, yeah, you know, and it's weird being online because people like totally judge you for your weight. They're like, oh, you're thick, you're fat, you're skinny, or this and that, or, you know, it's like, dude, I'm here doing a free service for people, like, go away, you know. So with finances, we have the Hierophant and the Eight of Wands. Now, immediately what I'm feeling here, you guys, I don't know, in your other readings, I tried to do 2 readings for you the other day, and they did not come together. Like, they came together, but they did not, they didn't, I can't put them out. They're not available to put out. So with that energy, a main energy that was being presented within those readings was overgiving, or perhaps people are expecting too much from you in certain ways where you need to kind of pull your energy back. Perhaps people have been kind of siphoning you or asking you too much, or perhaps they've grown, this was a big thing too, people or perhaps businesses, bosses growing very accustomed to your output, and so they increase their requirements or their requests from you, and that almost becomes like overwhelming. And because you have a sense of duty to that person or that organization, it's difficult because it's like you feel like you are to produce, you have to give back, you know, or whatever it is. And so with people in our lives like that, I feel it's important here, Scorpio, for you to be able to pull back. The message, kicking the little baby bird out of the nest, came up a couple of times in those 2 readings, you know, and so just kind of be mindful, like when people are definitely like being helped by you, receiving assistance from you, perhaps that person, if it's an ongoing thing, perhaps they might be growing accustomed to it. Perhaps they're not, you know, it's like when you, it's like rich kids, okay? Whoever's rich, and perhaps, you know, I'm not trying to like come at you, but like they're given so much that they expect it to be there. It's just a natural thing. And that's not because they're rich. Well, I'm not faulting rich people, but like when a person is just given, what they want, then they're accustomed to just getting what they want. Or if there's an abundance of something in their world and their experience, it's always there. And so if you have people, they don't have to do anything for it. It's just going to be there. So what I'm feeling with this energy too is like, if you have anybody in that capacity in your life where they're perhaps like siphoning from you, it's important that you pull yourself back. It's important that you kick the little baby bird out of the nest. It's important that they recognize how much you have been effective in their life and also how much you can pull back as well. Because I feel like there's a necessity for it's like a wake-up call. And also in your life too, if I'm talking to a person who's experienced this in your life too, like if you have somebody that is helping you constantly and you're just kind of taking it and not returning or not being appreciative of it, it's perhaps time to personally rectify that and pull yourself away, because it's not fair to the other person. I'm feeling like an energy of being used here but not appreciated in whatever capacity. Now, for others of you, this energy may be like needing to communicate for a loan here with the Hierophant and the Eight of Wands, but I feel like you might be nervous about that, or like perhaps you don't meet all of the qualifications for some aspect of that. I feel the energy is to ask anyhow. In here, I feel like they piggyback off of each other. I'll get to this in a second, but I feel like ask anyway. You may need some extra help, and that might be something that can help you, but there is no harm in asking, and I feel that energy is being presented for you. But again, it's this kind of, the biggest thing I'm picking up with this is like receiving from someone or someone receiving from you, okay? And that first message was definitely key from those other two readings. But if you need like a loan, or if you need to figure out how to like refinance something, or, if you're going into a business venture and need like, I don't know, whatever, capital or whatever it is, you can ask. It's not going to be the end of the world. And I feel like here there's an aspect of worrying that we can't ask, or that we're going to come off as weak or ill-equipped or whatever. And I think that that's more of a testament to the ego, versus what we actually need. So try to rein in that ego if you can, if that is resonating for you, okay? Moving into your communications, we have the Queen of Swords and the King of Pentacles. So again, in this weird piggybacking way, I feel like this is the opportunity to have a very clear communication with somebody that could be very much in alignment with financial means. And I feel like there's positivity that can come from that as well. And it can lead you to your own positivity and abundance. It puts you on the right track for yourself, but there's no problem in asking. Literally, this is what I have to say about that. With your connections, with relationships here, you have the King of Cups. So generally, this is very loving energy. Somebody who values us, wants us to have the best in our lives. They love us, they care, they want to nurture. They are very appreciative of who you are, and they see your quality and value. It's somebody that cares, and in a romantic capacity, it's somebody that is in love with you. It can lead to being in love with you. But here we have the Sun and the King of Wands. So for some of you, you may have two people that are very good suitors, very good potentials, and there's a possibility with both. With the Sun, it highlights everything. It's very, very positive in that regard. With this being one person, I would say that you may be in connection with somebody here. General reading, we'll get into the singles and couples in a minute, but like overall general Scorpio energy, it's being presented here that there's a lot of opportunity for you to be able to connect with people in a really healthy, happy way. Open up the connections if you like internet, writing, communication, however you want to do it. But if it's one person, it's highlighting that they have the capacity to be very, very loving and caring, and also kind of a leader in their own life, a leader in your relationship. I don't want to say hyper masculinity, but there's a very masculine energy here that I'm picking up. If this is like one person, and it's something very nice. I mean, I wouldn't say no. I'd definitely go on a date with this person more than once, you know, if that's the energy. So, yeah, I'm gonna pull a little romance angel for that too, just to see. Show me romantic energy for Scorpio. You have let go of control issues here, and then you have passion at the bottom of the deck. So let go of control issues. I don't know if that is needing to let go and just allow an experience to happen. Sometimes when good people come into our lives, it's difficult to experience them just because some of us are not used to that. You know, some of us are not open to that kind of energy. And we are not, it's foreign to us. And so it takes a little time to trust it. But if you're able to do that, try it. You know, it feels like you can try it. You know, don't be so cold and cut off, you know, and this is not always cold and cut off. It can definitely be somebody that's looking through the lens of logic, where perhaps we need to look through the lens of receptivity and warmth, you know, and connectedness. But yeah, letting go of control issues to allow something really good to happen. It's blessed with the sun. This is highly positive energy, Scorpio. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these cards, and we will get into Scorpio couples, okay? I hope that's helpful. Okay, so energy for Scorpio couples, please. We have express your love coming out in reverse. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. 2 more cards for Scorpio couples. We have chemistry. It's pretty much sideways. I'm feeling it needs to go this way though. And 1 more for Scorpio couples. You're getting 2 cards. This could be the one, and let your friends help you. I'm going to go ahead and do a couple more cards here. Show me for Scorpio couples. Get to know each other. Learn to meet another's need for love. 2 more. One more. There's a workman outside fixing the foundation of the house, so you may hear some scraping as well, okay? We have physical touch. A tender touch can mean so much. I'll get into that in a second. And then love who you are. You are divine, delightful, and deserving of the wonderful things life has to offer. That goes in alignment with a lot of the stuff I was talking about in the general reading as well, when it came to like body images and like overly harshly judging things and people and yourself. So I do want to mention that, okay? Physical touch, that was a big one too. I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards here, and I will stop yammering on. I will talk to you about that because that was huge in one of your readings, okay? So express your love for Scorpio. Why is it in reverse? Why is express your love in reverse for Scorpio couples? We have the Chariot here. Okay. Show me chemistry in reverse. 6 of Pentacles. This could be the one. You have the Star in reverse. And let your friends help you. Ace of Wands in reverse. Get to know each other. Learn to meet another's needs for love. King of Swords. Physical touch. A tender touch can mean so much. Okay, you have 2 cards popping out here. So you have the Page of Coins in reverse. And you have the Moon in reverse. Love who you are in reverse. Show me love who you are in reverse. the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. So express your love in reverse, starting this energy out. It's interesting that it comes with the Chariot, just because that really tells me that there's a need for balance here, either in oneself or in a relationship. Generally, the Chariot is one of the most positive cards in the deck, but perhaps pulling back in a situation with a partner. I'm kind of also feeling like this may be, yes, perhaps married relationships too, but I almost feel like there's an aspect here where like we're still dating, or like you perhaps dating for a while, a year, 2 years, or maybe even 6 months. But there's something here that is popping up like that. I don't feel like massive amounts of time, years of connection, you know, that's not popping up for me right now. But express your love is in reverse with that. I almost feel like there's an aspect where we might want to pull back a little bit. Perhaps this is not the right person to be expressing our love with, or perhaps there's been a change of spirit or energy here with that person. I'm gonna go ahead and get a little clarifier for that. Show me express your love in reverse with. So for that, you have the Five of Cups and you have the King of Wands, with the Four of Swords that actually came out. So there's 3 cards that are coming out there for that. And there's 2 of Pentacles here too. So you have essentially 4 cards popping out for express your love in reverse. I feel Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck too. I feel that there's a hard conversation. Either somebody has like gone cold on another person, or we've lost interest. But I'm feeling it's important here to pull back your energy. With this situation, and if this is resonating, so be it. If it's not, this may not be your reading today. I feel there may be some regret involved, like, why would you be saying this now? You know, why would you do this now? I remember when I was younger, I think it was my 19th birthday or something. No, it wasn't my birthday, it was my ex's birthday. It was his birthday, and somehow that day, I don't know what fucking possessed me, but I told him, I said, I don't think I love you like I used to. And it shattered him, of course, but, you know, it was something that I had to say. And, you know, I wasn't trying to be malicious or intentionally hurtful on his birthday, but it was so important that I had to say it that I almost didn't even realize what day it was. It didn't equate. It was just, I have to say this thing because it's been eating at me for a long time. Again, sorry about the noises in the background. They're putting cement and stuff on the outside exterior. So it was a shock to him, but also it freed me in a lot of ways. And I feel like there's an element here, Scorpio, where it's like Scorpio couples, like where somebody is either losing the affection or not interested anymore. Perhaps we realize that a relationship is more built upon sexual gratification or sexual necessity versus qualitative connection, you know, and perhaps this is a hard conversation to have. But what I'm feeling here is if you do have that conversation, you're able to actually move away from this and get what you want. That sounds selfish, and perhaps there is an element of selfishness here that I'm feeling, but it's a healthy selfishness. It puts you in alignment with freeing energy from people who maybe they're not terrible, but maybe it's just not the right situation, so you can align with something better in the future. With chemistry in reverse and the Six of Pentacles, again, the Six of Pentacles talks about giving, receiving. Here we're giving and receiving, but there's no longer chemistry. You know, there's no longer chemistry in something. It's like kind of either blocked off or, you know, and I've been in situations like that where I care about a person and I downright love a person, but I'm not in love with the person anymore. And I still had sex with them because that's kind of, when you're in a relationship, you do that. But the sex lost its luster. I wasn't interested really anymore. Like I found reasons to not have sex, or I have a headache, or, you know, something of that nature. And it was intentionally, but not trying to be mean, but intentionally distancing myself, until the point where it's like, this isn't working anymore, And so I urge you to recognize if that is happening in your relationships, if you're not like madly in love with this person, or it just feels dead and over, but you're going through the motions, this is important for you to really pull your energy back, because it's not fair to you, but it's also not fair to them, and as much as it may hurt, it's also important to part ways, if that's what's happening. It gives you the opportunity again to better align with somebody that is more so compatible for you, You have the, like literally, okay, you have the Devil and the Emperor with this energy, so I guess I want to say with that energy too, if you are, I feel a lot of heavy sexual connection or energy, but like it feels like it's either somebody's being used or somebody's not being appreciated. And there's a connection there that it's still remaining, but it's not the healthiest bond. It's not the healthiest connection. King of Wands, Devil, Emperor, it's kind of power trip ego energy, Also, some people will keep relationships going because their partner is quote unquote hot or sexy, or they're arm candy or a trophy partner. That's also not a reason to remain in a relationship, and if somebody is viewing you like that, or if you're viewing somebody like that, it's time to let it go. That's not fair to a person. So I feel here with this could be the one. I feel that this may have been an energy that was being presented in the past, like where we really were very almost, okay, I'm feeling almost adamant that this is the one, this is somebody that I really want to be with. But over time, it's kind of depreciated here with the star in reverse. We're not being recognized. The person is not paying attention to us the way they were. It leaves us in more of a deficit than actually nurturing us. We feel like we're giving ourselves to somebody that really isn't either reciprocal, or it just doesn't feel right, With the wands, the Ace of Wands in reverse, it can talk about a lack of luster, or a lack of drive, or a lack of desire in the relationship anymore. You may be talking to friends about this energy, being like, hey, listen, I don't know what to do. Like, this is something that's not comfortable for me. And I feel it's important to mention that if that's what's happening. But I also feel too that there's a possibility for you moving forward in a lot of ways. It's not being presented here, but I mean, of course there's a possibility for you moving forward, but it's further out. It feels further out. Show me this could be the one with the star in reverse, the Ace of Wands in reverse. So yeah, you guys, it's the Ten of Wands here. So again, kind of this energy of remaining in a situation even though it's not ideal or it's uncomfortable, but we keep trying. It's carrying a burden. It's becoming burdensome to communicate, to have sex, to not be valued in a situation. We start to recognize the patterns, and so when you do that, you have to honor that, let them go. Get to know each other, the King of Swords. Now, this is kind of energy that I'm feeling like is something that could gear you up in the future. But I feel it comes after letting go of something else and then taking the time to actively heal, taking the time to readjust and assimilate how things may have affected you on a mental and emotional level. So you can clear up that energy so you're not like feeling like a victim, or victimized. And for cross watchers watching this as well, this may also resonate with you as well. This could be a Scorpio that you're dealing with, and perhaps we're moving forward here. I feel that there's a connection coming up in your future, potentially with an air sign, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra energy. Get to know each other, learn each other's needs for love. Now, for sure, get to know each other, but that's kind of the whole essence of what I'm picking up here is get to know each other. Take your time in getting to know this person. I feel here there was kind of like an immediate, bam, this is the one. This is my twin flame, my soulmate, my plus one. It's almost like an overemphasis on having a relationship, securing a relationship, feeling like you're belonging to something, but then it really doesn't serve you or provide you with what you wanted. It's almost as if it's like there's an element of facade that cracks through eventually, and then you're just kind of like, oh, this is not what I want. Oh, this is not comfortable for me. Get to know each other here. Learn to meet another's need for love. So this is a lot of conversation, a lot of communication here. But the King of Swords can be an energy where they may not, they show interest and they are interested, but they may not like, you know, throw themselves at you. They may not try to, you know, woo you in every possible opportunity that they have. Like, this is somebody that can be a little bit more reserved. This is somebody that perhaps has also been hurt in relationships. And so they might be very cautious, very mindful of how people communicate. They watch the signs. They're, you know, they're very intelligent in that way. And so they're watching you. And I feel like if you've come out of anything of this nature, you too would also be able to recognize certain signs that something does not pass a sniff test. So this energy is really telling me friends first and remain friends for a while. Like, do not push the envelope. Do not try to be overtly flirtatious. Do not try to morph into this person's wildest dreams or be the right, you know, we have a tendency, Pisces, I'm a Pisces. And I found that I used to do this when I was in my 20s. I did this a lot. I would almost become that person's like ultimate fantasy, you know, and because I could pick up on their energy and their desires very psychically, intuitively, and Pisces and Scorpio can do that, but it doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve them. And again, it feeds that facade. It almost is equally like matched with that devil energy. You know, it's like you become this image of whatever it is that they want, but it's not a true thing. Here, there's the opportunity to grow, to have communication, you know, and when the time is right, it can be right. Show me the King of Swords here for getting to know each other. Yep, you have the King of Pentacles coming up here. We have the King of Pentacles in the other reading as well, your general. And then here at the bottom of the deck, you have Illumination. So this deck has the Illumination card. It's literally whatever you need it to be, but generally it talks about illuminating things that you don't know about yet, or, you know, finding out information that is very good for you and it gives you a better understanding, but like it's not obvious. With the King of Pentacles and the King of Swords, sure, it could be connection with two different people, but again, this is very much talking about what I mean, like when we are intentionally slow about entering a relationship. The King of Pentacles is very methodical, very, very cautious, very conscious of what they invest their time in. They're generally somebody, this person could be very much about their business, about what they engage in their personal life when it comes to stabilizing their life, their finances. They may own a home, you know. This is a person who takes care of themselves, you know, and they want to make sure that whomever they invest in is worth putting that energy in. I hate to say it like that, but they value worth and they will judge you to a certain degree. So there's an amount of scrutiny here, you know, but regardless of their scrutiny, scrutinize yourself and scrutinize them, not harshly. Again, we had that judgment in reverse in the beginning of this reading. We don't want to overdo it, but like, you know, scrutinize, be honest about that, be honest about what you need in a relationship and take it slow. You know, this is a very good energy though. I feel that there's a lot of intention, a lot of strong communication coming through for you, and ability to make good things happen. I also feel a very masculine energy again for some reason, like a very masculine energy, not like hyper toxic masculine, but a very healthy masculine energy, somebody that is good within themselves. They know themselves. Physical touch. Now, in your other reading, okay, in your other reading, physical touch was a huge thing, and I remember mentioning this in that reading, like as somebody who touches bodies all the time, or I used to, at least before this plague happened. I was a massage therapist. I noticed that sometimes touch can be a weird thing, because in our world, touch can either be violent or sexual. You know, it's usually violent, abusive, or it can be sexual, or it can be violently sexual, you know? And so there's an element of like shock, abuse, trauma, you know, and unfortunately that has become very, very common, unfortunately. And with that, it pulls more need for healing touch, need for loving touch, tender kindness, intentional, intimate touch that is not sexual, that is not, it can be sexual, but like it's just focus, There's elements and nuances of kindness, wanting to be close to a person, caressing their hair, touching their cheek, like looking at them. There's an intimacy that comes into mind here. And I feel Scorpio is very much starved for that. There's a hungry element here that, doesn't seem like it's been presented or provided in previous relationships. And I feel like you guys are really needing to experience that. And so with saying that, I really urge you to take the time it takes to get to know somebody. Don't just jump into a new relationship after you let go of something that isn't working for you, or that doesn't value you or recognize your beauty and majesty and humanity, okay? Here we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse with the Moon in reverse. Now, the Page of Pentacles in reverse here, there's literally like one message that is slapping me across the face with this. The Page of Pentacles in reverse can sometimes indicate, in like physical sense, it's a very immature energy, but it's one that views physicality, fitness, hotness. Like there's an element that it's very hyper focused on the exterior and physical and the superficial. And it feels like that has been in combination with physical touch. And so that can be very damaging, because it almost sends the message like, well, I'm just a thing, or, all I'm good for is sex. All I'm good for is being hot, or they just like me because I look a certain way. It's not valuing the person, and it's also a very immature energy. And with the Moon being here in reverse, it's telling me that whatever cloudiness or, self-judgment, self-loathing, self-hate that we've endured because we're feeling like we're not matching up to society's standards, or we're feeling like we're just not being viewed for who we are as a beautiful being. Here, we're getting a very clear message with the Moon in reverse that that's not our fault. There's so many things that are like literally against us in this world, patriarchy, toxic masculinity, the beauty industry. The beauty industry like hates women. I'm sorry. They like hate women. They do not give a shit about women because they don't represent women. They represent these weird, twisted standards that are not even real. And like even models that are super skinny and, whatever, not that that's like important, but like in society standards, it can be. But within that energy, they still Photoshop the shit out of them. They're not even real. They don't even look real half the time, So it's hyper touched up and all of these things, and there's no reality within it. And you cannot live up to that expectation. That cannot be, this is what I'm going to be. This is how I need to look, because it's not real. It's not who you are. There's an element here of really being able to embrace who we are, Scorpio. And with the Moon here in reverse, it highlights the necessity to release that energy and seek out intimate relationships, seek out situations that are much more open and loving and caring. I'm going to pull a card for that too. Show me physical touch here. That's too many cards, I'm sorry. Show me physical touch for Scorpio, please. You have the Nine of Wands coming out here, Scorpio, which I think is actually really important because it's aligning with what I've said here. This is about safeguarding ourselves. It's about protecting ourselves. Pardon me, I'm just like totally like gross burped. Sorry, I'm human. With the Nine of Wands, it's about being mindful about how we protect ourselves, being mindful about being able to look at things and create different beliefs about ourselves, things that nurture us, things that are helpful in a healing way about who we are. It's in this capacity, it's talking about reprogramming who we are, how we view ourselves, what we need in our lives, and how we receive it, and also how we protect it, how we make that important enough to say, listen, This is what I need, and this is how it is, and that's it, you know. Protect what you need, protect your beliefs, protect who you are, you know, until the right person connects with you. Don't let everybody touch you. Don't let all the connections just happen at once. Don't throw yourself into relationships. Don't think, oh my God, I have these butterflies in my system. This might be the one, you know, this is my twin flame. It's like a lot of people are so quick to glom on, you know, when somebody shows them a shred of attention. They're like planning their wedding day. They're like seeing children in their eyes, you know, it's like, and that tells me that if that is the reaction that you've experienced now or in the past, it tells me that we have been spoon-fed this vision, but also we're starved for connection. We're starved for true love and reality. And unfortunately, that vision of true love is not necessarily true love. It's a Disney version, a cookie cutter version, white picket fence, you know, the cleavers. Like it's manufactured. Manufactured. Sorry, I feel like I'm in rare form today. Love who you are. It's in reverse with the Eight of Pentacles. So what this is telling me is that some of you, not everybody, but some of you, maybe you've let go of yourself a bit. Maybe you are not caring. Maybe, you know, we're overeating or despising ourselves, feeling disgusting. You know, this can talk about somebody who just doesn't even have the energy to give to themselves anymore. It's almost that Empress in reverse energy where it's like we've been so neglected that we have grown accustomed to neglecting ourselves in addition, you know, and it's very, very heavy to move past that, you know, so we have to, again, find a different belief system of how we view ourselves and how we genuinely feel about ourselves and apply it, intentionally apply it so we can have a better outcome, so we can have a better future. Okay. Yeah, we need to work on ourselves here and work on how we view ourselves within a capacity of love. Show me love who you are in reverse here for Scorpio. You have the Tower. Yeah, but the Six of Wands underneath at the bottom of the deck. So I feel some of you are going to be very, very good about snapping back, you know, being active in that pursuit, being able to say, oh shit, maybe she is right. Maybe the altruistic mystic is right. Maybe she's saying, you know, whatever she's saying is right in this capacity. I'm not right all the time. I know that. I'm human. You know, I fuck up all the time. But something here for me is telling that it's important for you guys to find a very good understanding of the value of who you are and be able to actively start to work on yourself, even if that's just like exercising a little bit once a day, even if it's bringing more water into your daily intake, watching movies that aren't like terrible for you, you know, changing your vibration, intentionally trying to soothe yourself, and not in ways that are like abusive, but like soothe yourself, find good things to intake into your system and life. So that went on really long. You know, and it puts you in the right direction. So I'm going to go ahead and close this down and we will get into singles. This energy might persist, or we might just end up going on with a singles reading. I can't tell you how it's going to come out, as you know, with my readings, but I hope that that was helpful for you guys. This is for Scorpio couples, but it feels like somebody that's not happy in a situation anymore, not getting what they need. So let's go ahead and get into Scorpios. Okay, Scorpio singles. Show me energy for Scorpio singles, please. Like I said, this could be a continuation of the other energy being presented in the couples reading, or it might just be an energy brand new. Show me 3 cards for couples, or I'm sorry, Scorpio singles. You deserve love, and you damn well do. You really do. We all do. Show me Scorpio singles, please. You have attraction. You have release your ex. And you have heart-to-heart conversations coming out as well. Give me for Scorpio Singles, please. Scorpio Singles, please. You have spiritual connection. A relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. One more. Ask for help. What do you really need? Be willing to accept support. That is in alignment also with your general reading. Okay, there was an element of being able to feel comfortable asking for assistance or help from somebody. So that's being highlighted here as well, okay? All right, Scorpio. Oh, that's right. I need one of these. Give me one for Scorpio Singles. Nope. It's too many. I just want one. Thank you. Indecision, it's in reverse. I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. Indecision in reverse, which I think is a great position for it to be in. Let's go ahead and get some cards for this. Show me you deserve love for Scorpio, please. The Knight of Wands. You are lovable. You deserve love. Show me attraction here for Scorpio Singles. You have the Three of Pentacles coming up here for Scorpio Singles with attraction. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. Ace of Swords in reverse. Heart-to-heart conversations for Scorpio Singles. Oof. Okay, that's like a bunch of cards on the floor. Give me 1 second. I'm not going to take all of these. Am I? I am going to take all of these. Okay. I'm being told to take them all. Take it all. So we have the Page of Cups coming through here. Okay. We have the Five of Wands. We have the Knight of Pentacles, which actually was in reverse when I picked it up. I straightened them out. And then this one was also in reverse. It is the Six of Cups in reverse here. So with the Page of Wands at the bottom of the deck for that. So it's highlighting communication here for you guys. Spiritual connection is throwing itself out. Nine of Swords. Ask for help. You have the Four of Cups and you have the Sun. And indecision, please. Indecision in reverse. You have the Eight of Wands here. And you have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Okay. So you deserve love. You are lovable. The Knight of Wands. This is connections with people who make you feel good. Now, the Knight of Wands can definitely get a bad rap, especially in tarot. But it's generally an energy of being very happy in a connection, communicating with somebody that is very eager to get involved with you, very eager to communicate with you. Oftentimes, that energy doesn't last, just because the Knight of Wands is also somebody who can be a little bit flighty, or perhaps they are very in and out of your life. You know, so the permanency there is not necessarily longevity is not the greatest, but it could be, you know, something that feels good that comes through. It's a connection, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Give me one for you deserve love with the Knight of Wands for Scorpio Singles. The Devil. So in that capacity, might be a little bit difficult, you know, and bottom of the deck, you have the Seven of Wands coming through here. So this might be an energy that feels good, but you need to protect yourself. in the Scorpio Couples reading, you might want to watch that if you feel like it, but it highlighted letting go of a relationship and then entering into something new, but something that felt very good. You know what? This might also be a continuation of that energy, because you do have the King of Swords here at the bottom of this deck, and that was one of the energies that was very presented highly in that reading. I will say that. So, you know, we can talk about having clarity of mind in a capacity to make decisions, but being very shrewd. But this may also be you deserve love. So in a way, I kind of feel like there's a piggyback energy to that, because it's like, you deserve love. Why should you deal with people that don't value you? Why should you deal with people that consistently, you know, view you as more of a physical relationship or object, or, you know, don't really value your energy? You deserve love. You know, you should have love. Put up your boundaries, you guys. If you need to, put up your boundaries. Things can change if you do. Show me attraction and the Three of Coins. Interestingly enough, though, I feel this too with this card. If you look at it, this person is pretty damn happy with their little pentacle. The other two, they're gods, of course, but like in this deck, they're different, you know, Indian gods, but they're angry. There's the angerness. There's a heaviness in their faces. They're not equal here. The energy is not matched equally. And so it's almost as if like we have to get solid within ourselves. We have to feel good about ourselves before we can venture into anything. And it may anger people. It may not be what they want. You know, generally the Three of Pentacles is an energy where we are working together in tandem with people that value us, that want to work together. And if others are not seeing that, it's important for you to do that, you know? Stick to yourself if you need to. The World is here too. So attraction with the World, interesting, because it's telling me that new things are coming in for your life when you're able to let go of a certain type of belief system or cycle that you've kind of been attached to for a long time, perhaps how you view yourself. But it allows things to break down. It's a necessary experience that is perhaps taken a lifetime for you to understand, but you finally get the message, and then the World comes in and it's like, okay, you got the message. I'm here for you. Let's transform this. Let's change this, you know? And I think that there's a lot of energy in regard to that that can be very confusing too, just because it's like if you believe a certain way about yourself for so long, it's having to readjust, you know, which can be very scary because it's entirely new territory. But, you know, if you have people in your life that exemplify that or exhibit that energy, it might be good to connect with them so you can learn from them. You know, be around people that are healthy, be around people that are in healthy relationships. You know, Google or YouTube, what is a healthy relationship? What do these relationships look like? You know, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna have a white picket fence. That's so like just crazy. But you know, it's the context, the heart of it. You know, what does that look like? What does that feel like? You know, what security comes from there? Self-security, security within a partner. Release your ex. Ace of Swords in reverse. I feel like this is having an understanding of letting things go. This also piggybacks to that last couples reading as well. I'm trying not to mesh them together, but it feels like there's an element here of connection to that. So with the Ace of Swords, for some of you, this can also talk about having indecision, not being able to see things clearly, perhaps holding on to an ex, or if they're done with you, but you still have a lot of animosity or feelings of neglect or mistreatment, and perhaps there hasn't been any type of closure or being able to release that. That may also be getting in your way of creating new relationships with other people, or not even feeling ready to enter into new connections with new people if you're still harboring stuff from the past. So it's important that you're able to release that. You know, we need to be able to figure things out. It's time to clear your energy. Show me release your ex in reverse, or with the Ace of Swords in reverse. You have the King of Pentacles. Interesting energy. That energy came up in the other reading too. So, like I said, it's important here for us to be able to let go of things. Now, this could be letting go of a Capricorn. You have the devil presented here as well. But in a way as well, this could also, because these are general readings, this can also talk about letting go of situations, releasing your energy, releasing your mind about things, releasing the attachments that you have from your ex. So somebody stable can come through. So somebody solid can come through. This is a very solid, stable energy. Very, very healthy energy, you know? Very robust. And with the heart-to-heart conversations here, I feel like this is communication with somebody that you perhaps were with, or it's something that you've already experienced here, but maybe things didn't go the way you wanted to. You have the Page of Cups, you have the Five of Wands, you have the Knight of Pentacles here in reverse, and you also have the Six of Cups in reverse. So this could be somebody that you dealt with from your past, where it's like things either felt really good when you were starting out, but they fizzled, you know, or they slowly fizzled, you know. It feels like this person has also taken a lifetime to fucking communicate or figure out how to resolve it. You know, you do have the Page of Cups here, though, which can talk about an apology, but with all of this energy, it really highlights somebody's level of immaturity. And I think that that's difficult to either for them to have that conversation or for you to piece together. There's an element of immaturity here that's being presented, and the situation is uncomfortable at this point just because any good energy or good thoughts or feelings about the relationship have kind of diminished. With the Five of Wands, you have energy that is at odds. It's uncomfortable with each other, you know, which might be why they've taken so long to be able to resolve this, you know. But I feel like you're able to let go of some of that energy here with this person, Scorpio Singles. Now I'm kind of confused. I'm like, which energy am I reading for? Because I feel like there's a trailing off of the other one. Go read that or watch that if you need to. But I want to, please reconnect me with Scorpio Singles here. If this is supposed to be that, please. Okay. Show me the Page of Cups for heart-to-heart conversations. Yeah, you have the Nine of Wands, Nine of Swords here, okay? The Nine of Wands is about protecting ourselves, you know? This person may communicate something to you, but you don't have to take everything. Take it with a grain of salt if you need to, but also protect yourself, you know? I don't know if this person's trying to come back into your life. It feels like they're just trying to clear the air, you know, maybe allow friendship, possibly. But here, they want to figure out something that's happened here. You have the Ten of Swords here. So it's burying the hatchet, letting things die, letting it end in a proper way, it feels. And some of you have been waiting for that kind of stuff for years. I want to say if it's been years, it's important that you guys create the closure, okay? Do not allow somebody to have that type of power over you, because that is a clear example of a person not being able to respect another human being, not being able to recognize how important it is to have closure in situations. And so if they just like ghost you, or if they completely ignore you and banish you in their life, and you're still waiting for some sort of like apology or clarification from them, that is your clarification. That is your closure, because it shows you that that person does not value you enough to communicate. They don't value you enough to create that closure. You know, perhaps this is it. Perhaps this is coming through that way. But if they don't, and if it's been years and they just don't give a shit, you have to clear that for yourself. You know, you can hate them if you want to, you can forgive them, whatever. I try to look at it through a lens of compassion, because it really indicates to me that that person is so fucked up in their life, and that person is so heartless in themselves that they can't recognize this energy, you know, and what created that type of response in them. You know, it can't be good. It can't be something that came from an easy childhood. It can't be somebody that, you know, was shown healthy love in their life, you know, which is even more of an indicator to say, I really don't need to be with this person, because that is not a healthy person to be with. They can't even recognize this, you know. A lot of this, I put somebody, her name was Ruta, Ruta. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be like, I'm not trying to make an example of this, but kind of, It's just the energy of the question. They made a comment on one of my videos, and it was kind of in the line of, this person hasn't contacted me for years, but you know what I took out, and I could be wrong, but what I took from the message was that tarot on YouTube is good about that. Like, there's 10,000 readers being like, this person's coming back. They want to say sorry. They want to restart something. They want to blah, blah, blah. And while it even happens in my own readings, it's frustrating as hell because it lines up this narrative of attachment, and it keeps you solidly fixed. It keeps you wanting them to come back because you didn't get resolved. You didn't get any type of clarification or closure. And it's totally unfair and shitty, but that is your closure. That is, the proof is in the pudding. The truth is there in front of you. If a person cannot honor you and acknowledge you and give you that, then that is where they're at. And rather than try to hold on to it and go back to it, realize that that is not a healthy person for you to be part of, and that you need somebody that can communicate with you. You need open lines of communication, open emotion, being able to connect with somebody, you know, not this high school, I like you, but I'm not going to show you. I like you, but I'm ignoring you. You have to jump through 10,000 hoops and I'm still going to discard you. If you show me too much affection or attention, I'm going to say that you're crazy. I'm going to make it so like you're a narcissist and you're love bombing me, and I'm going to leave you anyhow. You know, it's harsh, you know. I was in a in my brain, I was in a relationship. I was not in a relationship. I was in a situationship years and years ago. And like, I really fell head over heels for this guy, like, because I am very intuitive and I can feel a human being. I can go and I can see like a lot of depths within a human being. And that can be misconstrued in so many ways, you know, and I know I'm not crazy. I know my intentions, you know, but this person was very wounded, and my internal instinct was to mother. It was to care. It was to nurture. And that went into hyperdrive because this person was also 1,000 miles away from me. And so we were having an online connection. And so the way my love language is touch, connection, communication. That's my love language. And like, I couldn't touch the person. So what could I do? I could send them physical things, you know? So I sent them a box of like, you know, I don't know, vitamins and soap and shampoo and God knows what else I did, you know, some sex wax for their surfboard, you know, and I can totally see how that could be perceived as love bombing because I was very present for that person, but I never intended to harm them. You know, I didn't intend to hurt them. And it backfired in a lot of ways, but also that person was lying to me. That person was deceptive as hell, you know, and yeah. So stopping that conversation to get back into this reading, sorry. It's just, you have to find your own closure, you guys. And that person ghosted me, and I eventually had to find my own closure, you know? And so it's important to be very strong in that regard and not allow yourself to fall into a sense of victimhood, because you are warriors, you are strong, you are given the tools inside to heal from these things. And if you feel like you haven't been given the tools here, I hope some of these tools that I've picked up can help you, okay? Spiritual connection, 9 of Swords. So in regard to that kind of energy, don't let it cloud your future. This is what I'm talking about. With people that you have deep connections with, you might find that you're overthinking things, you know, or you've been burned in the past by having heavy feelings about a person and expressing them, you know. This is important to be conscious of because, yes, reel it in a bit. Be conscious of how you affect a relationship with senses of urgency and how much you're involved and how much you give. Do not overgive. I did that too. I'm real good at overgiving, good Lord. But, you know, let it breathe, let it breathe. With the 9 of Swords here, this is about mental energy. It's about being worked up in your mind about things. Do I have a spiritual connection? Is this a karmic connection? Is this a carnal connection? What kind of connection is it? My past connections have been very horrible. They've been painful. They've hurt me. you know? Now you have to piece it together, and that generally is going to start with how you heal yourself, you know? And I can't really express it any other way, because people heal through their own experiences. You cannot rely on somebody to come back to you and give you closure, and then you heal. You have to heal yourself, okay? Show me spiritual connection in the Nine of Swords, please. You know, the Two of Pentacles coming here. So this is opportunities to look at things in different ways. It's opportunities within people. I feel, again, like see, look at this. Yeah, so you have the Page of Cups right here at the bottom of the deck too. I feel like you guys are going to be engaging with a past energy and clearing that out. Or if it's not engaging with the past energy, then it's what we just talked about and letting things go, so you can create that closure for yourself. But here we have a new opportunity showing up, and I feel that that's important to make light of here, to bring light to. And I feel like it's going to cause you to question yourself deeply. It's going to require you to question yourself deeply, and it's going to ask you to be conscious of how you communicate, you know, be careful about overgiving, you know. And I do want to say too, keep your options open. I'm not saying go date around town and have 10,000 people in your bed, or, you know, be intentionally trying to date as many people as you can. That's not what I'm saying. But leave your options open so you do not focus all of your attention on this one person. Allow a relationship to grow. If that person is showing up, showing that they're meant to be there, showing up that they are respectful of who you are, then start to give them more attention, you know. But just because a person shows you a shred of interest, do not run down the aisle with them. Do not have, you know, I don't know, lollipops and sugar plums and wedding rings dancing in your head just because somebody shows you some interest. You have to have stability within yourself. And if you are that type of personality where somebody gives you a message and they're like, hey, or like, you know, it's very, very early on in something and you're already planning like your grave plots together, that is an indication that you might need to perhaps have therapy, because maybe you need more help. Not to say you're wrong, not to say you're bad, but that is an indication of somebody who has a very unhealthy attachment to people, to attention. That's the Four of Swords in reverse, that energy. The Four of Swords in reverse is somebody that no matter what or what the situation is, they must have attention. They can be uncomfortable without receiving attention. And it's almost like it's attention seeking. It's not healthy behavior, you know. It's self-gratification needs, and it's not a good look, you know. And it's not just not a good look, it's not mentally sound. It's not mentally healthy. So if that's the kind of energy, and I'm not judging you, but if that's the kind of energy that you've experienced or that you find yourself experiencing when people show you the slightest shred of attention, check it out. Take care of yourself, because that's not good, and that will not provide you with a solid, healthy relationship in the future. Ask for help. Four of Cups with the cards falling all over it. Let's go ahead and get these back in there. Show me the Four of Cups. Ask for help. Again, with the Four of Cups, this can definitely be an opportunity that somebody is giving you, somebody is connecting with you, and you may be hesitant to take it. You may be wounded. You may be feeling like, I don't know how to make this decision. Am I choosing the right decision? You know, if you're feeling that way and it's bringing anxiety, simmer it back, take it back, you know, go at your own pace. If that person is supposed to be in your life, communicate that this is moving along very quickly, or I've been in a lot of interesting situations in my life and I'd like to get to know you slowly. That's fair, you know. And if they're like, well, fuck you, you know, then fuck them, or don't fuck them, just let them go, you know. But the Sun here, it allows things to be shown. It opens information up. It allows, I feel like somebody good is coming into your life and you're hesitant to experience that, Scorpio Singles. But it'll be proven to you that it's going to be better. Show me here for Scorpio Singles. This fell out on the floor. It's the Chariot. Okay, so Cancerian energy. And here at the bottom of the deck, the Two of Swords. So if we are like tongue-tied, or if we're concerned that things are going to go wrong or wonky again with a new person, this is more so in alignment with it won't. Very positive energy. You know, with this energy, it's like we may have to take a little bit of pause, or we may have to be intentional on the progression, like the rate of progression, how we engage with a situation. But I feel like it will eventually be opened up, that you don't have to worry about it. This person is safe to engage with and communicate with. The Sun is, you literally have the most two positive cards in deck. The Sun, the Chariot, like the most positive cards here. So they're supporting each other in regard to the Four of Cups, where it's like you have an opportunity being presented to you, and you may be ambivalent to do it, you know, so ask for help. Communicate with friends. Again, if you have people in your life that are in healthy relationships, talk to them about things. If you're uncomfortable, don't let pride or ego get in the way of that. Like, be honest, be open. It's okay. Indecision in reverse, which I feel is wonderful, because it tells me that you are ready to make a next step, move forward with things, allow things to happen. You have the Eight of Wands here, and the Three of Wands coming out in reverse. It's communication happening. The Three of Wands in reverse can sometimes be, we're finally receiving what we've been waiting for all along. It can also talk about letting go of a situation because it doesn't meet your needs, but it almost feels like here we have something that's coming along that actually does meet our needs. And our requirements have requirements as well, okay? I don't mean to be like, be Fort Knox, but like, you know, be realistic in your requirements. Don't allow just anybody in. Show me the Three of Wands here in reverse for Scorpio singles, please. Hang on, it fell on the floor, you guys. Wow, okay, lordy. So with that, you have the Page of Pentacles, and you have the Knight of Pentacles, with the Three of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady and intentional. Page of Pentacles, communication that starts slowly, that's intentional. It takes its time. It graduates to the Knight of Pentacles. That's wonderful. Oh, guess who's over here? The King of Pentacles. Like, this is somebody that is an adult. This is somebody that has done the work in themselves. They've done the work in their lives, you know. I feel like there's it's being presented here that somebody very solid will be coming into your life, Scorpio singles. And I really hope that this happens for you guys. But yeah, a lot of connection when it comes to being able to communicate clearly, be on the same page with this person, be effective towards working towards the same goals together. It's alignment. It's a lot of alignment here. The Six of Swords underneath that is definitely talking about letting go of a lot of pain from the past, being able to actually let it go, move on from it without taking it with you. So this is what I have for you. I'm not going to go on and on because I think that this reading is probably long enough, and maybe you guys have clicked off by now. But yeah, I hope that this is helpful for you guys. I love you. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you did find it helpful. And if you want to donate to my channel, it helps me greatly. I'm not working at all doing anything else right now, and I haven't been able to work. And hopefully this surgery happens soon, but you know, stuff. So anyways, yeah, if you want to donate, there's a link in the description box below of the video, and I will talk to you guys soon. I hope you're well. I love you. Take care. Bye-bye, Scorpio.